For hundreds of years, the means by which humans kept their homes and places of social gathering clean was limited to archaic tools like straw brooms. In 1907, the first modern vacuum was invented, and it revolutionized the way in which cleaning was accomplished. What we would consider the modern vacuum was preceded by many failed inventions in the late 1800s, which were mostly impractical as they shot out air or used some means of physical force to move the dirt and dust outward and really just spread it around the room. These inventions were often larger than modern cars and were marketed as a service where a company brought their dusting tool to a home or place of business and cleaned the premises on a one-time basis for a fee. Fast forward 100 years, and practically every home in the developed world has a modern vacuum, and in this video we'll be exploring how this came to be. It began in Plains Township, Philadelphia in 1907 with a man named James Spangler who was the nighttime janitor at a department store. Spangler had asthma, so shaking out the rugs and cleaning carpets released dust that caused him to have asthma attacks, and they got so bad he would cough up blood and was wasting hours every day trying to recover. In the early 1900s, most streets were not paved, which meant dust and dirt was more easily tracked into a home or a business. Between this and his asthma, Spangler knew there needed to be a better solution to cleaning. Looking at a ceiling fan, Spangler wondered if a small motor similar to that was in the ceiling fan could be used in a machine to help pick up dust and dirt. He ended up taking a motor from a sewing machine, but used the shape of the blades of a ceiling fan as inspiration on how to pick up dust. The motor powered spinning propellers, which forced dust and dirt backwards into a pillowcase. Spangler called this device a suction sweeper. Spangler began perfecting his suction sweeper with incremental changes, adjusting the opening of the vacuum, adjusting the kind of bag that collected the dirt, and changing the shape of the spinning propellers in the bottom of the sweeper so it could gather more dirt. It's important to note this suction sweeper was not Spangler's first invention. In the past, Spangler had failed to market his inventions effectively, so this time he patented the idea, but sold it to his cousin's husband named William Hoover. Hoover had been in the business of leather horse harnesses, but with the development of the automobile, he was looking to diversify his business interests. William Hoover, unlike Spangler, was a brilliant marketer and developed a team of door-to-door salesmen to convince apprehensive buyers of the legitimacy of their product. Hoover also offered clients a 10-day money-back guarantee. In 1907, the vacuum was the first radical change in how we clean our floors since the hand broom. Since 1907, the vacuum has undergone many incremental changes, but the main ideas remain the same. The only radical innovation to the vacuum has been made by the Teletubbies. Throughout the 20th century, companies like Bissell, Dirt Devil, Dyson, Eureka, Hoover, and Kenmore began making their vacuums to have better suction, be lighter and more maneuverable, be cordless, make less noise, but the main idea has remained the same. The closest to radical innovation is autonomous vacuuming, such as iRobot's creation of the Roomba. I would argue this is still an incremental innovation because while it eliminates the necessity for a human to be physically vacuuming, the product is still simply vacuuming, and apart from being autonomous, it is still performing the same function as other vacuums. Some robotic vacuums are, however, capable of doing some pretty cool stuff. For example, recognizing when they have vacuumed over top of an electrical cord, or developing a memory of the last time it was used, and realizing where objects are in the house, and then using that information to vacuum in a more efficient way next time. Others are capable of even maneuvering up and down stairs. As far as potential incremental innovations to the vacuum in the future, they may include things like a robotic vacuum that can sense when there is enough dust to require vacuuming and it starts on its own, or a robotic vacuum that is made from recycled materials opposed to plastics that are harmful to the environment. In terms of potentially radical innovations, it is very difficult to say what, if anything, will come next. It seems as though the quality of vacuums and effortlessness of the task is at its peak, and there is not much room for innovation or improvement. Some things are as good as they will ever be.